of downloads that I want to try to get across, right? And I feel like I got a ways to go on my drive, so might as well. Let me get situated. So, I've been talking a lot about like how Spirit will guide you and protect you, and divinely like provide for you with the timing and whatnot. But I also want to take this opportunity to point out that Spirit will also test you. Spirit will provide you with the intuition to understand a certain concept, and then come back and check you to see where you are with that concept, right? So imagine you sitting down and you taking a test, and your teacher or your guide or whatever is coming over, and they not even looking over your shoulder. They're literally like coming to you and saying, and asking you questions. So consider it like a verbal test, right? So they're coming to you, they're asking you questions to kind of gauge where your knowledge on a specific subject is at that time. So
now turn slightly right.
In that sense, I'll give you an example that just happened. So I'm doing all this talking and whatnot, and about the system and the machine, and like how
after 700 feet turn left onto Southeast Highway 13.
And I really want to get more into that too, because I just had some downloads about being like spirits of the earth, born here to incarnate as humans on the earth, and experiencing the trauma we experience, because that is the trauma that the earth goes through to support life on it and within it. And we are here to incarnate as humans to experience that same trauma through our lifetimes, so that we can then conceptualize empathy and compassion for this planet that we're on. Whole other thing, like, where did that come from? You tell me I'm not channeling something higher than myself right now. Like, come on, where did that come from? But anyway, so I'm having these like, these epiphanies, these downloads, and I'm talking about it and whatnot when I can. And I pull over at this stop or whatever, get gas and all that. And I see on the side of the road, I just so happen to see, along with some other signs and whatnot, that kind of pointed me in the right direction. But I just so happen to see that there is a bunch of trash on the side of the road. Like somebody just, I don't know if there's a wreck or whatever, but there's just like a ton of trash there on the side of the road. And it's raining, it's pouring and everything. It's these big ass mud pits and whatnot. But Spirit tells me, not even tells me, but I get that intuition that like, I should probably go pick up some of that trash, right? I should probably just step out on the limb and go pick up some of that trash. Because, yeah, it's not my responsibility. It's not going to really change much, and it won't really have an impact on me or my day or anybody, right? But the earth would do it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there were toxins in the air that I couldn't breathe and I would suffocate and our whole species would die, the earth would have a natural, engage its natural process to clean that up and to cure us and to heal us and to protect us, right? So don't I owe the earth at least some responsibility, some obligation, some empathy, some compassion to step out and be like, hey, we made this mess, let me pick it up a little bit, right? So I step out and I do that. And that's where that thought started to come from, of like, are we not born here to incarnate and we go through the trauma in our lives that we go through, so that we can relate to the trauma that the earth has to go through to parent us, to maintain our species and to maintain life on it, right? Within it. And I was like, man, that's a crazy thought. Like, I never thought anything like that. But we're just kind of like letting these thoughts come to me and letting myself be guided, right? And so I was thinking too about, again, going back to like the money thing. And it's like, we literally, I don't know how often you question yourself, right? But I question myself a lot as far as like, why am I doing this? What am I doing this for? Where did these thoughts come from that make me want to do this? Challenge your desires. That's what I want to say. Take time to challenge your desires. Because I think a lot of the time, you have to realize that we are in a society where we are constantly inundated by advertisements. So I cannot drive down the street without there being billboards, without there being the name of a business on on the side of the business or whatever, on the side of the building. Like everything, the logos on the cars, like constantly we are being bombarded with advertisements for something or someone. And so I asked myself the other day, and forgive me if I lose my train of thought, but I want to get back to like questioning your desires. But I asked myself the other day, as I was driving and I'm seeing all these advertisements, I'm like, well damn, wait a minute. It sure seems like this, if all of these advertisements are an advertisement for each individual thing, then as a collective, this is an advertisement for something, right? So as a collective, this may be a deep thought, this is an advertisement for something. So that billboard and that billboard and that sign and that sign and that logo, they all add up to a collective advertisement, right? But what are they advertising? I asked myself. And I started getting these downloads of like commercialism. Not only commercialism, but the main advertisement behind all these advertisements is lack. A lack of. You are not good enough. You do not have enough. Buy this. That's what it all adds up to. You are not good enough. You do not have enough. Buy this. This will make you happy. This will heal you. This will make you feel full. This will satisfy your hunger. This will make you more attractive. Like all this, that's what it's all saying. That's what it's all saying. And it all ultimately, and this, I almost don't even want to say, but ultimately it stems from a lack. It stems from a lack from within, because I had to go and create this system based off of, again, that indoctrination that told me to go and create this business to sell you a product that you may or may not actually need. You probably don't really need, because Earth provides all that we need and Spirit provides all that we need. So I'm going to sell you something you want because I want to have more money so that I can feel like I'm more valuable as a human being on this planet. So as long as I can sell you something and you can feel like you don't have it already and you're not good enough, then you'll buy it from me, and then you'll feel a little bit better and I'll feel a lot of bit better because I got your money, and now you've got a product that you can go and use for a couple days, and it'll make you feel like you accomplished something, or that at least that money that you're working for and spending your life force energy on is actually meaningful, right? And all of that is constantly being programmed into your head as you drive down the street, as you wake up, as you turn on the TV, as you pick up your phone, like everything you do, you take out the mail, constantly, boom, boom, boom. You're not good enough, you don't have enough, buy this. All day, every day. That is the society that we have built and that we live in. That is the machine, that is the system, right? And so I challenge you to challenge your desires, because your desires are coming from that. A lot of your desires are coming from that programming, right? You're being told that you don't have it, so you want it, when you don't need it. And I gotta go two ways with this. First off, a lot of that is like, oh, I don't have what I want in my life. That female isn't attracted to me, or that guy's not attracted to me because I don't have this, and that. And I want them to be attracted to me because my parents didn't have a good relationship, and I want to have a good relationship, or my dad abandoned me, or my mom abandoned me, so I want to be a good mom or dad, and I want to have kids, and on and on and on and on. Not questioning it, maybe you are following the wrong desires, and you're being led into wanting those things when they were never meant for you. Those things weren't meant for you, and you're following that programming telling you that you're not good enough as you are, and you got to go be better. You need to go heal your wounds by creating more wounds. And that's why we step out and we do things like buy $50,000 cars so that we can look good, right? I see people buy $50,000 trucks, and then when you ask them what they tow with it, they're like, nothing. Where'd you buy that expensive ass truck? It's a utility vehicle. And you just bought it because it's nice, it looks good. You could have got a $5,000 truck that looked good. You could have got a $5,000 truck with plenty of utility. You know what I'm saying? But instead, we out here trying to look good. We out here letting people sell us their lack, right? So people are selling us their lack, saying, oh, well, you know, I didn't feel good till I got a $50,000, $100,000 vehicle, a $300,000 house with crystal chandeliers. So you shouldn't feel good until you have that. And that's what this whole system is telling you on a daily basis. And you're pursuing those things. You're not going to feel good enough until you have 2 kids that are both in Ivy League colleges. You're not going to feel good enough until you have a husband that makes over 6 figures. You're not going to feel good enough until you get these breast implants and you look like this model who doesn't eat for 6 days straight because she's afraid to fucking gain a fucking pound. You know what I'm saying? And we eat that. We feed our minds that, right? And it brings us to a point in society where we all run around chasing shit we don't need. So that takes me to the second point. It's like, are we not in the Garden of Eden still? And are we not still falling for the same trick that we fell for whenever, whatever they say happened, Eve bit the apple or the forbidden fruit, right? Because here we are still biting the forbidden fruit. Here we are still thinking that we know better than the Creator, than the provider, and attempting to provide for ourselves what has already been provided. Attempting to provide for ourselves what has already been provided. We live on a planet in space and time, right? There's nothing holding Earth up. It's just floating in orbit. And it is caught in the orbit of the sun, right? How did that happen? That just happened because there was an explosion and particles and matter all became to heat and cool and expand and contract and come together. And here we are at this moment in time, and that just exists. Okay, fine, whatever. Whatever they sell you, whatever they tell you, you know what I'm saying? Okay, works for me. But let's get past all that, okay? Question that. We'll talk about that later. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm trying to make is that we are literally on a phenomenon. We are in an anomaly in and of itself, a thing that should not exist. And even to go further, we should not exist. Even if a planet were able to form under all those conditions and exist as it exists, right? Life on this planet and throughout this universe technically should not be a thing. This should be a chaotic experience where anything and everything is happening all the time, and planets are literally just blowing the fuck up just because all the time, forming and exploding, just constant like meteors crashing, boom, 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 just chaos, ultimate destruction all the time, right? But okay, so we get to be here. We get to be here long enough to develop this society and this civilization, and the Earth in and of itself hasn't killed us off. And it's still just as beautiful, it's still just as fruitful as it's ever been. All right, cool. Garden of Eden, right? Or whatever you want to equate it to. I'm not trying to get biblical. I don't get into the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But it's just that, like, these parables, these concepts, they are breadcrumbed throughout all of these different religions, all of these different ideologies and belief systems, right? So I'm just taking these tidbits that you might be able to relate to on a general basis and be like, oh, okay, I get what he's saying. But Earth, this place in space, okay, has an atmosphere, and then also has the ability to grow life from it, right? Life grows from it, and that life has evolved to a point, or at least is at a point, is come into existence, and now exists at a point, has for a very long time, to where it develops seeds. Seeds that we, as conscious beings, thinking beings, because it's all conscious, we can take those seeds and we can plant them, replant them, and we can grow clones or offspring of the plant that we took the seeds from. Not only can we grow offspring from the plant, but we can grow it to the point that it produces fruits, vegetables, nuts, everything that we need to nourish our physical beings. Everything we need to nourish our physical beings in this physical experience on this planet. Isn't that interesting? That's not strange that it just so happens that we exist here. And I'm sure, like, there are people that are going to go in on the whole evolution thing. Like, of course, Earth provides for us and that we're able to eat and digest the things from Earth because that is what we were evolved to do. And being here and from here, that's, you know, there would be no other way or we would have died off, right? But why did Earth evolve to a point of being able to provide those things for any living thing at all? Why didn't Earth say, fuck you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's for another person to break down. All I'm trying to do is get across the thought of, like, okay, here we are in a place that is constantly telling us that we lack. However, we are on a planet that is literally in an expanse of lack. It's in, and I can't even say that because space is full of so much, right? But it is in this expanse, and within this planet, there is everything we need somehow to live good lives, to be fruitful, to be fed, to be nourished. But then when you get into society and you start to neglect the planet for what it is. You start to ignore all of the beauty and the harmony, right, that is around us. Then you start to reject the symbioology that is around us, the ability for us to coexist with this planet in the way that we do and all the other living things on it. You get back into society, and society tells you that you're not good enough, that you need to buy these things to be happy. And again, that puts us in situations where we are buying cars, and we are buying houses, and we are buying clothes, and we are getting in relationships and doing all these things that do not suit us for who we are, spiritual beings, because we want to satisfy the physical, right? Sometimes if you are not being fulfilled by a situation, if you are not feeling loved, if you are not feeling connected, it's not meant for you. Walk away, right? But we will stay in situations because we programmed our mind, and our minds have been programmed, and we're not breaking free of the programming that's telling us we're not good enough. No, you can't go live that life that you want to live, because you need to stay in this situation that makes you feel negative every day, because if you don't, something bad will happen. If you give up that job, and you give up that car, and you give up that expensive ass car payment, and you give up that partner that's not treating you the way you want to be treated, but you just sit and you grin and you bear it because, I don't know, maybe their ass is fat, or they provide for you something that you're not getting somewhere else, or you think you can't get somewhere else, right? Whatever it is, right? Because you know how it is. We stay in relationships for the dumbest shit. And you stay. And it only gets gradually worse. You know what? The universe will play tricks on you. It won't even get gradually worse. It'll stay exactly as it is. It'll stay just as it is. Because you're choosing that. And you want that to continue to manifest in your life. As opposed to taking that leap of faith and hearing that spirit tell you, hey, this ain't for you. You want to wake up and do it again tomorrow? All right, cool. Okay, cool. I'll wait. You want to wake up and do it? Okay, cool. Another week? Okay, cool. All right, cool. You know. You want to do it? Okay, cool. And then that's just how we do it. We'll do that for 10 years. We'll do that for 10 years. Oh, and then wake up, oh, damn, my wife left me. Huh. Even though 10 years ago, you got that voice from spirit telling you to leave her. Right? You know what I'm saying? That wasn't going to work out. Right? But y'all did that for 10 years. And then in that 10 years, you had the audacity to not only disregard what spirit was telling you to do, which was leave that relationship, but then you wanted to bring life into the relationship and have children with a person that you just knew wasn't quite right for you. So now y'all got kids, and you're going to go ahead and traumatize them because you couldn't stand up for yourself and leave that relationship. So now they have to be a part of the unwilling exit, right? When spirit finally was like, well, enough is enough, or you dragged it out as long as you possibly could, now you got to go learn, and now another generation has to come into this existence having to learn from your mistakes, right? And then we begin to inflict anger and judgment and negativity on the new life because we couldn't just get our own life right. It's crazy. It's crazy. We live in a world of abundance. We live in a world that was literally created to provide for us, to give us everything we need. So even if, going back to the money and the system and the machine, right? If you want to play this game, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If that's what your spirit is aligned with, and of course we need that, because if we don't have people like that, then the machine, the world falls out of balance. We don't have the machine to balance with the nature, right? We don't have the dark to balance with the light, or vice versa, because dark and light are subjective. So I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that when you break it down, there's some things that you know you need to walk away from, but you continue to do. There's some things that you're not realizing are holding you back and holding you down, but you keep doing it. I'm guilty of the same, right? So, if you want to play the game, you want to be in the system, like, that's fine, right? But just don't inflict that negativity. Don't take it as a negative and then inflict that on other people. Like, I'm not going to wake up and go pursue money, and then everybody I meet in the process, I'm not going to be like, oh, they this and they that, and speak negativity on them because I made decisions to put me in a situation that made me like, that made me want to have to pursue money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is I'm pursuing. And a lot of us do that. We will have our pursuits and have our judgments or our decisions, but then we want to inflict negativity on people because those things aren't what we actually want, or they're not working out for us, right? And I'm gonna have to get into some things that I'm not really trying to talk about, but there's some people that go around and they're experiencing what they call gang stalking, right? And I want to validate you so much in that experience. I want to validate you because I've experienced the same thing. And what is essentially happening, you're not delusional, you're not crazy, but what is happening is you have allowed yourself to be led so far off path of your spiritual path, and you have incurred so much trauma that you are now living in nothing but a fear state, and every single thing around you is working as a trigger to keep you in that fear state, right? Now you are seeing the threats of everything that you've experienced in everything. You've taken that fear mindset and you're projecting it on everything and everyone, and it's holding you back. I was watching a video and I saw a man going through that experience, and he was accusing every single person around him of being in on this plot to bring him down. My thing is, bro, you woke up this morning. If you woke up, didn't nobody come in and kill you while you were laying in your bed, defenseless and vulnerable as hell. They didn't kill you in your sleep. Ain't nobody out to get you. And then you get in a car that have any type of mechanical failure, or you die with no witnesses and nobody to take credit for it, and that doesn't happen, they're not out to get you. They're not out to get you, right? What's out to get you is your mind. You have allowed your mind to slip into such a darkness that you see that darkness everywhere, okay? I even noticed in the video that he was going to like the drugstore or something, and he gets there and it's about 5 minutes till closing. And as he's walking in, he's trying to record because he wants to catch them being against him, all right? So he's trying to record as he's going into this place, and he's saying, oh, they're supposed to close at 6. I got 5 minutes. I bet they tell me that they're closed early. Hold up. I gotta re-up. Hold up. I bet they tell me that they're closed early, right? Here's the problem with that. I'm gonna help you fix this whole issue right here. You first off have a thought and an assumption in your mind about people you do not know and have never met. You are assuming an experience is going to play out a certain way, though it has not happened yet. You are then, in turn, creating that experience because you have a belief set in your mind. So no matter what happens when you go into the store, you're going to have a negative experience because you've already told yourself it's a negative experience. When I go in here, they're going to tell me they're closed. When I go in here, they're not going to have what I want. Right? I've been through it. You go in there, and because you told yourself this negative thing, you go in there, and it happens. Or something negative happens, oh yeah, I knew it, right? And not only that, but then you're recording. So your cortisol is all the way up. You're flustered, you're angry, you are judgmental, you are in a state of anxiety and panic, and you think no matter what, like somebody in here knows who you are and is targeting you or prepared to come after you or get you or hold you back in some way. You go in there, you have the slightest hint of an experience of negativity. Oh, there it is, I knew it. Then you perpetuate that. So then you go outside, and it's people outside trying to get in their cars, going about their day. Nope, they in on it too. Because now I'm embarrassed because I knew I was going to have a negative experience when I went in there. I had a negative experience. And now that shame is following me out here, and that anxiety is following me outside. So now when I look around, they in on it too. It's them. So then when I drive home, it's them. It's the people in this car, the people in that car. They're worried about me. They focus on me. They're not focused on the fact they just got diagnosed with cancer. They're not focused on the fact that their husband or wife left. Let me ask you this. There's so many divorces in America. Who's gang stalking you? Who's following you around? Wouldn't they follow their ex-husband around? Their ex-wife around? But they gonna follow you, right? And so then, you get home, you still in that state. If you got a partner, you in a relationship, that ain't gonna last long because now they in on it. You accusing them. Your neighbors, you accusing them, right? So guess what happens? You don't have to be gang stalked. You don't have to be followed around because you're accusing everybody. You're gang stalking yourself because you are turning people against you. You don't even have to turn them against you. If you see them as an enemy, they're an enemy. It doesn't matter. I can tell you I love you all day, but if you hate me and you see me as an enemy, every aspect of my love is going to look like a threat or a danger to you. It's crazy. That has to heal from within, and it takes time, because that goes back to what I was originally saying. And this all ties in together, because again, it goes back to the universe checking you, right? To spirit checking you. Spirit has been checking you your whole life. Spirit has been sending you these signs of like, okay, let me break it down real quick. Here's a job, pays you a bunch of money, goes against everything you value. You gonna take it? Here's a job, don't pay you as much, but you'll be fulfilled. You'll be rewarded in spirit and in mind because you're doing work that you enjoy and that you're happy to do. Maybe the money will come when I see that you took the right, that you took a course that wasn't about money. You took a course that was about fulfilling your spirit. But you know us, right? So I decided I'd take the job for the money, because I want the cash. I want that fast cash, right? You're gonna pay me so and so much a year? Okay, cool. Fuck it. If I gotta step on some morals, I gotta cross my own boundaries and my own values gotta go out the window, that's fine. I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? So you take that job, right? Because we're going through this as a collective. We're understanding and learning together as a collective. So we take that job for more money, but we're not fulfilled by it. Well, Spirit's gonna log that, right? Spirit's like, okay, check, got it. You are now on this path, right? So you go down this path, guess what? Your boss is kind of an asshole, because your boss also sacrificed his morals and his boundaries to have this well-paid job. So your boss is going to disrespect you and your boundaries because you're not in alignment with the job. Thus, you're not in alignment with the people you work with, because the people you work with are not in alignment either, because they didn't say that you did. All right, cool. We did, right? Either way. So now you're in this job. You don't like the people you work with. You're unhappy. And you're making a bunch of money, but guess what? Because you're unhappy, you're not spending it wisely. You're spending it on things to try to get some momentary satisfaction, gratification, so that you can wake up tomorrow and go through this shitty ass job again, or whatever it is, right? Whatever you're going through, job or relationship or whatever. Now your money's gone, or your love is gone, or whatever it is you're losing, because you're operating under the guise of, oh, I'm gonna do this to get what I want, what I think I want, what society tells me I need up front. I want the money, so we're gonna stick with that to make it make sense, right? I'm just trying to break it down. You can apply it to whatever you want. But we took the money, we took the higher paying job instead of the spiritual job. So now we get the money, but everything else is shit. So our quality of life is shit, right? We don't feel great about life. Now we have to spend the money to feel better about life. And now by spending the money has become this entanglement where all my money is going to is things that I think are gonna make me happy, because I see all these advertisements that are making me think I lack something, and I feel like I lack something because I took that high-paying job, but I'm still unhappy. Oh, damn. Now I got to buy all this shit, fill my life with it, and it's all going to continue to make me unhappy. It's all going to continue to make me unhappy. Okay? And so the whole time, Spirit's checking you. The whole time that check hits your bank, you know you're not happy with the job. Spirit's coming. Spirit's right there at the bank. What you want to do today? You want to pay the rent? Quick, look for another job? Or you got 30 days, 60 days to just kind of hang out? You want to let me provide for you like I tried to before? No, you want to go to work again? Oh, you want to stay in that job? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So you stay in the job. Spirit's logged that. That's a check. You go back to the job, right? Now, something's even shittier. Your boss got replaced with an even shittier boss. Your workload got increased, right? Spirit don't even have the audacity to give you more money. You got a promotion. You hate it. You hate it. Because that's a check. And so what's happening when you talk about gain stalking and feeling harassed or feeling in a negative space or depressed or whatever it is you're experiencing that has you feeling in a state of, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, whatever that is, it's happening because Spirit's checking you. And you know the checks when they come. You know, because you're like, oh, damn, I don't really want to do that. That don't seem right. I tell myself today, if it's too much of a fight, it's not right? So, but you fight for it. You're like, oh, damn, this job job paying me a lot of money. I don't really know where it's going. I'm still unhappy. I don't know why I'm doing it, but it's paying me a lot of money. And society has taught me that I need to make a lot of money. If I make a lot of money, I'm worthy. Okay, cool. Society taught you that so they can continue to shit on you, but as long as they pay you this fucking dollar, this paper, you know, these numbers on the screen, as long as they're giving you some value that doesn't exist, then you'll continue to take the bullshit that they're giving you and be unhappy and stay in the system. Okay, cool. So Spirit checks it. All right, you go back to the job. Some shittier happens. Cool. Check. You gonna quit this week? Nope. Check. And so it continues to get worse and worse for you. You continue to stay in a place where you don't like, and Spirit say, well, you must like it because I keep giving you a way out, but you're staying here. You're fighting me. You're fighting Spirit. You're fighting divinity, and you want to stay in this negative place. So check. Let's get it. You want more negativity. Check. Let's get it. All right? Now, here's the thing. This is where a lot of us make the mistake, because we'll make that final decision to say, okay, it's enough. I've wisened up. I'm done. I quit the job. All right? I quit the job. I let it go. And then you think that Spirit's going to just be like, oh, okay, cool. I forgot about all that other stuff. You free to be. Here's $1 million, right? No. You got all these checks. So because you got all these checks, you got to start to uncheck them. You got to start to give Spirit that balance again and check them in a different way. So now you want to go for the spiritual opportunity. So now you go and you pursue the spiritual opportunity. Okay, well, Spirit will let that happen. Spirit's like, cool, I'm proud of you. Thank you. Finally, you came and joined the right team. So you come over, you join the team, right? You get in alignment. Well, guess what? Now you gotta undo all of that negativity that you did to yourself. So it's not easy now. Now it's not like you get to step on the winning team and catch that win. Now you step on the winning team and you got to do work. So Spirit's still checking you. So when I'm going to equate this to gang stalking, for instance. So you seeing your triggers and you seeing the stuff that makes you push you in a negative mood, and then you want to change your mindset one day and you're like, no, I'm going to be positive today. I'm going to be in a good mood today, right? Because the Spirit gave you some kind of end, some kind of opportunity to change up, and you caught it. You said, okay, wait a minute. Maybe it's me. Maybe I could change up. So you change up. Well, then you run into one negative person, and that negative person unlocks all of your triggers. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, no, man, this is bullshit. Spirit is lying to me. This is bullshit. It's a setup. I knew they was playing me. Guess what? Check. Right back to negativity. Right back to that job. Right back to whatever it is you was trying to get away from, because when I came to check you, when I came to make sure that what you were trying to align with was really what you were aligned with, you failed the alignment. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to it, you want to make a change in your life, you have to truly align with that change. It's not just going to happen. When I wake up and I decide, okay, I'm going to live this way, I'm going to do something different, I have to truly align with that. And it's going to take time. So that first time I step out there, I'm in a good mood. You're in a good mood. You feeling positive. You want to fight that negativity. You're going to still encounter negativity. There will be opportunity. Spirit will come in and it will remind you, I got your back. This is a good experience, right? You are on the right track. Cool, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great, man. This is awesome. And then here comes that test. Here comes that cyclical test, right? That check. Spirit steps in, negativity, boom. How you gonna face it? How you gonna handle it? Well, I'm full of love. I'm full of love, right? But nah, man, that dude, he's such and such, calling them out of their name, blah, blah, blah. You spewing nothing but negativity. Check, that's negativity. The only way to beat that negativity is to truly align with love, truly align with what it is you're trying to accomplish. So the negativity comes in, now you're really wise, right? That negativity hit, guess what you do? You show nothing but love. You stand firm in love, right? Right? You try to get this new job, maybe you don't get that job, right? And I'll get into that. Man, you don't get the job you thought. Spirit was trying to tell me to take this job and I ain't get it. Spirit set me up for failure, man. Right? That's a check. So you stand firm in love. You stand firm in your positivities, firm in your beliefs, right? And then Spirit comes back and says, all right, cool. You passed that one. You passed that one. Guess what? That job, that was a test. Now you get the job that pays you what you want to make, and they got the spiritual alignment for you. That person that you interacted with that gave you that negativity, that was a test. Here's the love of your life. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm telling you. I've been through it. Like, for real. That's just how it is. And a lot of us, we're failing our checks, right? And so when you want to increase your consciousness, you want to vibrate at a higher level, it's not easy. It takes time. You have to literally prepare and go out here and fight this war every single day. And every single day, Spirit's going to give you the chance to go this way or that way. And you never know when it's gonna hit because that's how the tests are. We on pop quiz time, right? We on pop quiz time. So when I step out, I'm stepping out on faith. But I know now, like, okay, when that negativity hit, that spirit, it's not even truly negative. It's just not in alignment with who I want to be. And if it's not in alignment with who I want to be, all I got to do is stay in alignment with who I am. If I stay in alignment with who I am, guess what? The universe is going to provide me with opportunities and experiences that align with the person that I am being consistently. If you are not being that person consistently, right? If you want to be over here and you want to be over here, and sometimes you're not even aware of it, the universe is providing you with what you are trying to be consistently. Again, it all comes down to the checks. So if I want to say that I'm a loving, kind human being, right, and I'm giving nothing but love and positivity, but Martha gets my milkshake wrong, my espresso wrong, it's a little too much cream, and I want to go pour it in her face and call her all kinds of out of her names and be negative towards her, another human being having their own individual experience. I don't know what she's got going on, but I'm going to rope her into my negativity and spew that on her. Guess what I just did? I just aligned with that negative person. I just failed a check. Or succeeded, depending on who you're trying to be. If I want the universe to start throwing me all types of shitty energy, then that's great. I just accomplished that. That's it. So there is nobody out to get you. There is nobody holding you back. You are holding yourself back. And you are creating a person, you are creating a being, a spirituality, a concept, a mantra, a belief system, whatever you want it to be. You're creating that on a daily basis. And in creating that, you are perpetuating these negative experiences that you keep saying you don't want to have. If you don't want to have them, quit believing in them. If you stop believing in them, they cannot happen to you. They cannot happen to you. Okay? A lot of people that I talk to tell me that they have, I notice this a lot in America, that people have unfounded fears. We have fear of things that have never happened to us. We have fear of things that we're told are going to happen from the media. We're told are going to happen from people who have those fears and have never faced those fears and have never had those experiences, but they just know that it's going to happen, right? People will tell you not to travel because you're going to get mugged and murdered. People will tell you not to pursue an opportunity or to step out on your own and create your own business because you're going to fail, because you're not going to make any money, or because you got to pay too much in taxes. But they never sat down and attempted to learn how to handle those experiences, how to go travel and not put yourself in a position to be murdered or mugged, which in my experience is simply changing your mindset, because if you change your mindset, guess what? You're not going to end up in that situation because it doesn't align with who you are. If I'm running around, I'm like, man, somebody gonna rob me, guess what? I'm gonna probably get robbed because I'm giving off the energy of a scared ass chicken running around here. Oh, no, don't rob me. And you look like you could be robbed. I heard somebody talk about a story. They were trying to get across a concept very similar to what I'm saying. And they were talking about how there was an old woman, and the old woman kept no locks on her door. She left her doors unlocked and open, right? Across the street, there's a man he's like, man, I bought all this nice stuff and put it in my house. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't a good neighborhood, right? Wherever that belief came from. And he put all these locks on his doors, right? Got top security cameras everywhere. House is locked. Fort Knox. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and he get robbed every other week. Somebody break into his house every other week. Steal his cameras. You know what I'm saying? They steal whatever they can. Well, the reason that's happening is because you're operating in a fear mindset, and you trying to secure something, right? Not realizing that fear mindset is then reverberating outward, and it's making you a target. Because now the people that want to steal and want to rob, and they're at that vibrational level, well, guess what? To them, damn, why you got all these cameras? Why you got all these locks? There must be something really good in there. Must be something worth stealing in there, huh? Meanwhile, the little old lady, you know, she probably got hella stuff in her house. She's had years to acquire things. Whether or not she actually needed them is a different topic. But her house is full. You know what I'm saying? But her mindset's different. Her door is open and unlocked. She ain't got nothing to steal. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's Miss Betty. She been on the block for 20, 30 years. She ain't got nothing to steal. She come out, she wave at everybody all the time. She say hi to everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying? I think I know her grandson. We ain't gonna mess with her. Because she's not in a fear mindset. To her, the community is not a dangerous community. To her, that's them and them and them and then such and such. That's us, that's we, right? We're a community. And she operates in that vibration, and she stays in that line of thinking, and that aligns with who she is. She doesn't even have to think it. It aligns with who she is. It's who she is, right? So there is no fear. And because there is no fear, she doesn't make herself a target, and therefore those negative things don't happen to her. So these people tell you to operate in fear. Don't travel, you'll get robbed. All right, cool. Don't start a business, you won't make any money. If you do make any money, Uncle Sam's gonna take it all. You'll get taxed, you'll lose all your money. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But they've never sat down and done the taxes. They never sat down and found out that, okay, so when I run a business, I gotta pay an extra like 16% on income tax. I gotta pay an extra 16%. I gotta pay my 25%. Or what, you know what I'm saying? They don't break it down and see like logically, okay, what do I have to do on my self-employment tax? What do I have to do to make sure that I am properly, you know, like handling my business, right? They just heard from such and such who decided that they was gonna go out and hustle and make $25,000 to $500,000 and then fuck around and not do any of the proper assessments that they needed to do and lost it all because they didn't do it legitimately. You know what I'm saying? And then so they followed that around, and that's their mantra for the rest of their life. That's what they locked in. It's like now, oh no, I know such and such, man. He made $1 billion, he made $1 million, and he lost it all. Yep. I'll tell you, anybody step out and do their own thing, man, they lose it. And so they carry that line of logic around, and they never create anything. You know. Meanwhile, if you sit down and you say, okay, I have a fear, I have an unwarranted, unfounded fear. Maybe it's warranted, but it's unfounded. You sit down and you start to do research, you start to do understanding, find understanding in what that fear is. You can go within and find understanding in what that fear is and break it down and resolve it for yourself, right? That's intuition. So when you break that fear down, you start to find out, well, damn, wait a minute, there's not much to it. There's a lot of people running around being scared, trying to make me scared, right? For example, I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking, I'm just trying to channel through what my experiences have brought me to understand. The other day, I'm riding my motorcycle. It's extremely windy outside. And it's the first time I've ever ridden my motorcycle in this kind of extreme wind. And it's blowing me all over the place, but I'm making it. I'm like, all right, cool. Get on the highway, I'm riding. And I embrace that because it's a new experience. I could be afraid, but I embrace it because I know that if I make it through this, I can make it through anything. If I make it through this, I'll make it through the next time and the next time. And that plays a very pivotal part because I made it through that experience. So I'm on this little motorcycle and all this wind is blowing me back and forth. A couple days later, I'm in the truck. And it's extremely windy, right? And so if you drive a truck, you know that because the trailer's catching all this wind on its broadside, right? So I'm swaying, it can sway you back and forth if you're not in control of the vehicle and whatnot, right? It can be a very nerve-wracking experience. But I'm good because I just rode a motorcycle that is like 300, 400 pounds compared to this 80,000 pound vehicle that I'm driving, right? So I'm driving the truck and I get to a stop. I go to a gas station and another trucker pulls up to me. And he gets out, he starts talking. He's like, man, you better be careful out there. Man, you better be careful. It's windy, man. I almost just rolled over. You better be careful. Like, and he's talking to me in a way like he knows better than me. And I'm not offended or anything. I'm just kind of like, okay, all right. It's windy, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. But I'm not really fazed, man. I just came. Now, ask where he's come from. He just came from the same way. I just came from the same way, going through the same wind. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really bother me because I now have something to put in my head to equate it to say, okay, I was just on this little bitty ass motorcycle and the wind was blowing and I was protected, right? I got through it, right? I was divinely guided and got through it. So nothing's gonna happen to me from the wind blowing and I'm in this heavy ass truck. But because some people have that fear and they don't go and pursue opportunities that make them afraid so that they can challenge fear and they can challenge faith, right? You gotta step out and challenge faith sometimes so that you can prove to yourself that God, divinity, spirit is guiding you and protecting you. And when you step out and you challenge that faith, every time it's going to level you up a little bit. So, oh, wait a minute, I lived through that. This is nothing. That's why we get these little bitty setbacks and be like, oh, damn, I lost it all. Like, no, this is nothing. Actually lose it all. start over and be like, oh wow, all right. Then when you lose it all again, it's, oh, okay, cool. Like, I would say I've been to step 1 so many times. Step 2 and 3 are automatic in my mind. Automatic. I don't even have to think about it. If I lose everything today, cool. I got my businesses. I got my licenses. I'll step out here. I guarantee you I make whatever I need to make immediately. There's not even a thing in my head anymore to be like, oh no, I can't, like the money, I can't let it go. Like that fear, I'm so over fear at this point in my life. So anyway, dude's telling me about the truck, telling me, he's literally, and this is how we let people affect us. This is what I'm trying to get across. He's literally putting fear onto me. He doesn't know me from anybody, but because he's afraid, this is not a purposeful attempt. He is unaware that he's doing this, but he is projecting fear onto me, right? Fear is contagious. So he just went through an experience and he has nothing to equate it to, nothing to challenge that fear. So he's afraid. He comes to me. I'm having a good day. If I was anybody else, he would have totally threw my day off. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid, right? That's what he's telling me. But because I know my faith, because I know that I walk on a divine path and that I'm guided and that nothing out here is going to touch me until it's time for it to touch me, because that's going to send me down the path that divinity wants me to go down, I don't have anything to worry about. I'm watching a movie. I'm living through a movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm guided. I don't have to worry. But anybody else, if you're not protected, if you're not really aligning your soul and your mind, then that person comes to you and they tell you don't start your business. They tell you don't move out the country, don't travel, don't go be happy, right? Don't pursue happiness, because this will happen, that'll happen, and that'll happen, and you'll lose everything. You'll listen to them. That fear will catch you, whether consciously or subconsciously. That fear will catch you, so you have to be in alignment. Because when you're in alignment, the fear can't catch you, right? The fear, it can't bypass your armor. They can't bypass your understanding of your existence. So it bounces off. So for me, that fear bounced off. So I just put myself through an experience to challenge that fear, and now I got a badge. I got a little shield against it, right? Somebody come talking to me about high winds, boop. Over it. Been there, done that, right? And that's how it is. And a lot of us do not take into account how many times Spirit has saved us. We don't take into account how many times Spirit has guided us. And that is why we do not have something to equate that to when it comes time to be in faith. Right? We don't have something to say, okay, hold on, wait a minute. I've been through this before. I'm going to be okay in this situation. Right? Like, I'm getting to a point now where if I lose something, if I lose like my keys, I lose my keys, right? If I lose in anything, right? If something goes wrong, I'm at a point now where if something goes wrong for me, I automatically know that it is not going wrong. It is happening for a reason. This is as right as it can be, right? So if I lose my keys, I automatically, they're gonna turn up. Okay, let me follow my thoughts. Let me follow Spirit real quick, because my keys are gonna turn up. There's something I'm missing. There's something that I need to slow down and take into account, right? So I don't even stress. I say, okay, where could they be? All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do that. Oh, forgot to do that. Oh, look, there my keys are. Boom. Cool. Spirit just wanted to make sure that I got those other things out of the way. That equates to life too. It goes back to life, right? Why do you not have the things that you want in life yet? Why do you not have the things you want in life yet? Because Spirit is one, checking you to make sure that you are in alignment with those things before it provides them to you. Two, because there's some other things that you need to get wrapped up. There's some other things that you need to correct and fix before Spirit can provide that for you. Right? We're all on a journey.
After 3/4 of a mile, continue straight ahead.
Okay? We're all protected. But until you align with that way of thinking and that way of being, it's going to be real scary out here. It's going to be real scary. You got to align with that. You have to understand that. You have to live in that. And then everything will just kind of flow. It'll just flow. You'll lose your keys and find $100. You know what I'm saying? Like, a mishap will lead you to a blessing. Because we see things as mishaps, we're running away from the blessings.
After 1/4 of a mile, continue straight ahead onto North MO 13 West.